So for the benefits of our listeners who are starting or choosing where to, begin in their cybersecurity careers, we find it helpful to ask guests about the day-to-day work of their current position. So moving on from what we were talking about, the sort of study and the research of what you do, can you tell me about an average day or an average workload as the head of cybersecurity research for Sepia Systems?
So I would say my days are pretty busy. It depends kind of, what project we're working on at the time. But we recently just completed the first state of hardware security report. So that kind of was the main focus for quite a while. So, that was compiling different content based on different topics we were talking about. It was putting all of that together and basically creating the content for that. So that the entire day would kind of be filled with that. It would be, gathering the research, writing it up into an actual document. And then we've also working on a hardware access control index, which would basically score companies, sort of like a risk assessment, but specifically related to hardware.
Okay.
So that's a lot of effort, and it's kind of ongoing. It's because it's the first of its kind where things come up, some challenges that we have to get around. So that's basically what a day would be like. But I would mention that I would always start the day with kind of reading, like the news, what's going on. I have email subscriptions to also cyber magazines, obviously just kind of it's really important to keep up to date kind of with what's going on in cyber, but also the world. So I always like to start that way. It's kind of like a nice way to ease into a busy day.
Okay, that really helps, because I think when people hear someone as a researcher, it sounds like you just kind of like wake up and like, what am I going to research today? And so I'm glad to hear. I mean, it's interesting to hear you have specific goals and tasks to complete. But are you also given free rein to do research in whatever direction it takes you, or are you really going from task to task to task?
So it depends. If there's we do have the main projects that we're working on, but again, like, because things change a lot in the cyber world, cyber domain, it's kind of where that takes me, not so much, where I'm being instructed to go, but more if, a big cyber attacks happened recently, then kind of that's the kind of direction I'd head in. But generally when, if there's something else I'd like to work on, or not such a specific project we have in mind, then I would have free rein to kind of see what's going on, see what's interesting. If there's kind of a topic that interests me, I'll find a way to kind of get into that and relate it to what we're doing.
Yep. Can you talk about your sort of your morning reading? I think people get maybe intimidated if they're like, okay, I got to keep up with what's in the world, and you don't know where to start. Do you have kind of like a routine? I start here, and then I go here, and then I go here, and then I check this against this, and so forth.
So the morning reading is kind of more what I would say appeals to me and what interests me. Of course, I do keep up with the cyber side, but I basically just go on to BBC, see what's on, what's happening. Naturally, I'm kind of interested in politics and kind of what's going on in that domain. So that's probably where I look at first. But again, obviously, because my day is so focused on the work, I like to keep that kind of 30 minutes, however long it is, just to read up on what interests me, not cyber related, as well as cyber related.
Right. I'm excited to announce that our Infosec skills platform will be releasing a new challenge every month with 3 hands-on labs to put your cyber skills to the test. Each month, you'll build new skills ranging from secure coding to penetration testing to advanced persistent threats and everything in between. Plus, we're giving away more than $1,000 worth of prizes each month. Go to infosecinstitute.com/challenge and start your challenge right now.